Hey guys, what's up? It's Gabe. So today I'm showing you some tools for irrigation or what you need to get started to do sprinkler repairs. So here's all my tools. Don't think you need all this to get started. I did not start with very many tools. The first couple tools you'll want, something like this. This is a Rainbird screwdriver with the T-head. Something like this. This is a Rainbird head to hold pop-up to put nozzles on. You'll probably also want a poly cutter. This is an Orbit one. And you'll probably also want a pair of channel locks. And literally 80% of my stuff I could do with just this. Now some of the stuff might make it easier, but 80-90% of my jobs I could do with just these tools. If you want to get more into what I have a hacksaw for cutting tree roots, tape measure in there, some PVC pipe cutters, vice grips also help. But I mean, once you get the tools, the rest is just parts. After that, after you get your tools, you do your research on whatever, ready to start an irrigation. Now, once you get your first job, start looking at parts depending on what you need. Here's my drip irrigation stuff. 1/2-inch barbs, Netafim, and Rainbird brand. Doesn't really matter. I like these Rainbird ones better, actually. Here are 3/4 to 1/2-inch barb. Here as well is for funny pipe to 3/4. This is 1/2-inch 3/4. Here are some clamps, some figure eights, some business cards, some tees, and some zip ties. Here's probably the most interesting stuff. Here are some heads. These are your most common types of heads. Pop-up one. You put a nozzle in it. Then you have these, which is your second most common head. These are probably about the same. This is just a regular rotor head. See if I can focus here. These shoot about 30-40 feet, maybe even further or shorter, depending on what you tune it to. These are adjusted with that T-tool. Alright, so what you'll do is you'll take that T-tool, this one right here is simply just to stick it in, twist it to open up your head. Now the screw that's right there gets in the way of that water. You can see that hole right there. This is a 6.0. This is a 6.0 nozzle, so this is a very big nozzle. Maybe if you're doing full circles with someone, you might use like a 6.0. But then, so you see here, there's your screw. The one right next to it, right there, does that screw. So right now it's all the way in. This is just regular thread, so lefty loosey, righty tighty. See here, just by that, you can tell how much that went up by. Now this back one, you can spin these right here. See? You can see you have many different types of pop-up heads, such as 2-inch, 4-inch, and 6-inch. There's also 12-inch. Now, for example, in the ground, say, for example, if I was planning on using this 2-inch, ground levels here, if this head is in the ground, it's going to pop up into the dirt if it's here. That's when you'd preferably use like a 4-inch, so then it's flush with the ground. Also, for flower beds, or if you have any raised flower beds, you often see either 6-inch or 12-inch, and those will basically get over, see how far it shoots out, these will reach over your flower bed boxes. And see, snap it in. These also have side inlets. Now, in Michigan, if you have to do blowouts, I recommend not using your side inlets, or I mean anywhere that you have to do blowouts. Don't use your side inlets, because if you do your side inlets, water's flowing through here, filling the bottom half. Every single time your bottom half's getting filled up. It's not a big deal during the summer. Now when you do blowouts, you blow it out, the water's just gonna go like this and up, totally missing all this stuff. So you can undo this knob, put it in here, and then put your side inlet through there. That's better for not where you do blowouts. So you can get it without this if you'd like to, but I didn't in this case just because I didn't see it as an option at the time. Alright, so you may be wondering kind of how you do a irrigation blowout. So you'll have your backflow preventer, and now in Michigan those should be installed with a blowout port. Hopefully they're on the water comes out of your house. Hopefully they're there before it reaches the backflow preventer. Best case scenario, that's the case, because in that case, this part right here is called a Chicago coupling, Chicago style coupling, and it just uses pressure, the rubber gaskets seal and twist. And then I got to 3/4 male, then I got to 3/4 female, and when I did mine, it has a garden hose, basically garden hose tap that you could thread this right onto. Alright, so here's our backflow preventer. We're about to do some blowouts. So we already released this. They turned off the water in the basement. We got these turned to open. We have a Chicago style to 3/4 inch. Then we have a 3/4 inch national pipe thread to hose thread. We have hose over here, and it's so also you don't blow through the test cocks of the backflow. That has you ruin seals. But you can, however, blow through it if it's not through the test cocks. So, in my case, I was just able to blow before it, so I didn't have to do any draining. Now, if you might have a port after, so where it comes out the house, goes to the backflow, now it comes down. That's where you also could have your blowout port. In that case, you'll want to look either on the intake side, whether there's a drain plug, or in the house there also might be a drain plug to drain that remaining water on the other side of that backflow. Also, when you're doing your after you're done blowing everything out, leave your all your ball valves, your test cocks, all that at 45 degrees, and that ensures that whatever water got trapped behind the ball valve and passing through, if there's any water remaining, it has room to expand, because I mean that's the main reason you do blowouts. The water expands, cracks pipes, ruins sprinkler heads. So it lets the remaining water expand. There's probably very little, and I mean it's pretty much it. I mean you can go rent your air compressor, rent a couple air hoses, get your Chicago coupling, hook up your Chicago coupling, get 100 feet of line, maybe 150, hook up to the backflow. You can either do it from the valves, turn on the valves manually. You might even do 2 zones at once. Start up your air compressor, turn on the handle. If you don't know how to do the PSI, just do it halfway. Or if you can read the PSI and it's maybe about 80, 70, 60, fully crank it open. And you're fine. Move on to the zones. If the valve box, you don't want to start digging in there, you can also go to the regular control box and turn them on like that. Turn them on in the garage for a minute or two, open your air compressor up, and you're pretty much done. Again, leave the valves at 45 degrees and you're done. I mean, you can get them pretty quickly once you know how to do them, once you get going with them. Right here is basically like my quick grab box. I have my nozzles for the pop-ups. I have some Rainbird rotating nozzles, some hacksaw blades, drip couplings, basically just a couple extras, so I don't have to dig in all there, and I can look for here first. Some tape, some risers, some nozzles, all your different types of fitting, tap wrench, more tape, stretch couplings. These are well worth the money. I believe these are like $4 or $5, but compared to these are good too, so I carry both on me. These are for 1 inch. I only have this piece for 3/4 right now, but for 1 inch, these stretch couplings work nicely. This is my drip box for my drip irrigation. I have 2.0 gallon emitters, 0.5 gallon emitters. Things wearing off. 1/4 inch tees, 1/4 inch straights. We have elbows, stakes, goof plugs, hole punchers, 1 gallon emitters, some manual turn-offs for 1/4 inch, and as well as some mist sprays and some stakes. Now, some of you might not be used to having to charge like you have to charge for irrigation, like mowing $35. It might not be as straightforward for irrigation work. I have multiple spreadsheets of inventory and markups. I mark up by percentages, and I put how much like the customer wants, like two heads for this repair, my hours, and I have my parts marked up, so, and my labor. So I charge like $55 an hour for labor. That's right now, maybe high, maybe low, plus your markup on parts. So here you can see we utilize these stakes and these spinning ones. These get this entire garden bed here. I have 4 of these throughout here. One fell over here, but I mean, they spin very far. So you have a couple different options when you're choosing your drip line. You have blank drip line, and this is more for 1/2 inch drip line. You have blank drip line, no holes, which that's where you're going to be poking your own holes, such as here. I'm poking my own hole right here and putting a 1/4 inch barb. We'll be poking your own holes for blank. Now, inline emitters, drip line, you pick your spacing, 12 inch, 6 inch, I believe they're 6 inch, or even further, and you pick your gallon per hour, and you just lay it out. Now for that, you might not necessarily be able to get your water evenly, or every plant water, where when we have these boxwoods over here, we're just putting single, or I put 2 in this case, emitters. Some other tools you might find helpful: blowtorch for warming up pipe, as well as this right here. This is a big time saver. I basically put I think this is 3/4 inch PVC, 3/4 to 3/4 PVC to 3/4 male, 3/4 female, 1/2 inch to 3/4 male, 1/2 inch female. And basically, this is, when you're working on something, you may get dirt in the lines. This is to flush it all out so you don't get dirt in your sprinkler heads and clog it up. So you can see here, this really works for all different types. You just literally unscrew off whichever one you want, and you're all set. Here's our flex pipe or funny pipe. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a piece off. So we got this piece. It's about a foot long, maybe. I'll show you how to make a swing joint. So here I have a blowtorch, I have funny pipe, I have 3/4 to 3/4, street elbow, 90 degree, 2 of those, and 2 90-degree spiral barb fitting to 3/4 inch. So here's what we're gonna do. Turn your blowtorch on. You really don't need too much. You don't need it cranked wide open. Kind of just here. Warm up the pipe. Don't burn it. Turn off your blowtorch and take this, stick it in there, push it, then twist it. Oftentimes what works the best. And you want it about to here. So if it doesn't work twisting or pushing's hard, give it more heat. There, just like that. That's perfect. Same to the other side. They also tend to not thread on when the pipe is cold. So just like I warmed it up, then it tended to want to fit on. So you can see this is a very bendy material. I mean, you're not going to be able to bend it super tight or anything, but then what you can do is put one on one side. You want it snug, but not too tight. And here's how you would use it. Put on your head. And put this on in where the pipe connects to it. Then right here, you see this goes up and down. So for example, it's right here. You need it lower, like that, higher. It's super flexible and movable. And then I've had plenty of times where you go up to a head, the head's busted, it's cracked, the car drives on it. Well, by the road, it just moves like this. And it's basically loosening or tightening, but not enough for water to leak. So, super simple. This can be as long or short as you want. And, well, actually not as long as you want. I'd say maximum 3 feet. But something like this, where it's 1 foot, not 2 feet, 1 foot, will work just fine. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and I'll see you on the next one.